Hi, I'm Mark. Thanks for joining me today. Today we're talking about you, the designer developer, having delivered a project to the client in either a Divi or Elementor, and what it takes for that client to use either a starter page or any other collateral provided by you or the pagebuilder software. In a previous video, we talked about you, the designer developer, having delivered a project in Divi or Elementor that required starting from scratch, blank canvas, starting a page, deer in the headlights, and so forth, and what degree of proficiency was required through training and so forth, and how each of those page builders accommodated that task. So to make sure we're comparing apples to apples, today we're looking at the Divi theme, which contains the Divi Builder plugin, and Elementor Pro. And just thank you for joining me today. Like or subscribe below, ring that bell, and let's dig right on in. Okay, so what we're looking at here is we're starting off a new page with Divi Builder. And we're jumping right into the page setup. We're pulling from either a pre-made layout or an existing page, clone an existing page, which is really good because as a designer or developer, you may have already set up pages that are templates that the client can pull from. And this is going to apply to all clients here, whether they're early learning stage or advanced and stuff like that. That's really where something like this works very well. Divi's got this thing covered pretty clearly. So we want to browse our layouts first. Let's just go in here and let's just pull something. Now, we'll get to Elementor in a moment, but looking at the page structures, obviously by category over here, but getting a good idea of where we want to go, just to see what's out there and where you're going to get inspiration from and how that's going to work. So there's a great amount of potential here inside of Divi that the uninspired client is going to appreciate. There's some very bold strokes that can be used. I think just pulling something like this up where we want an image, background, call to action front. So we bring this up and let's just go ahead and bring this in. This is really great. We're seeing exactly what we want. We brought in the import. We can delete as we choose. We can swap it out, and even styling, which is just, I think this is really rocking, because if we can figure out where we're going to be styling from, we can make a lot of things happen. And I think that in where we're going with this, I think our overlay here is where we want to go, and I wanted to bring in kind of something towards the purple end here, I think, and we definitely want to pull in some alpha there. So just great styling ability. Quick access, a great group of resources. Again, we've got something that we can pull back from here too pretty fast and start all over again. But that's just one great application, and we're gonna pull over to Elementor once. In Elementor, we've created the page. Now we want to do some inserting here, and Elementor has it's got your blocks, your pages, and your templates. And as designer developer, you may have set up your templates and so forth that all the clients got to do if they're setting up a blog post or whatever. They just pull up something that you've created. That's really great. That's going to be available here. Pages where Divi was showing pretty much the whole pack. This kind of lays out the pack essentially side by side, so that you've got your barbershop page, all from barbershop, and those side by side it kind of gives the illusion that there's more to choose from here. And in some ways that works okay, because you're not adding that numerous amount of clicks just to open something up, see if it's what you're looking for. But there's all kinds of things you can pull in here, and I'm just gonna pull in a block here for a demo, because sometimes you don't need this whole page and you just want to bring in a block. And this is like Elementor, lightning fast here, brings it in. Remember in that Divi example, we had the background with the overlay. And we've got that same thing here. It is a little bit easier to style. We want to bring in some of our background color overlay here. Very more easily accessible. I think we're going to just pull that towards the orange or something in there and go from there. And we'll find out that, okay, this isn't what we wanted. And sometimes, you know, overlay, obviously, that's the first thing I was going to go for, but it's background overlay. And this is the one where we're going to pull in some orange and go from there. But or some sepia tone. This contrast of where we are, and we're going to need some alpha on that too, where we're going to bring in a style. You know, the block level is going to be great for maybe a piecemeal. It's going to be greater for a person who needs less structure on a page, and yet at the same time, we can go back to Divi and say, okay, well, this is a collaboration of similar assets and a layout system that works out pretty good. And you can achieve that both in Divi and in Elementor because you can pull in the whole page. It's just that Divi doesn't give you that clear instance where you can now add we're just going to do this here real quick. We're going to add a regular section, and we're going to go here. Now we have limited things that we can insert. Obviously, it's not the end of the world. And like I said in another video, this is a great system for clients who want to create things on the fly and that don't require that much structure when dealing with a page. And I mean, you can drill down into structure here. You've got your wireframes over here and so forth. But when it comes to just inserting something, I wanted to call to action. You know, I call to action here, and great. We've got that set up. It brings up the pop-up. Divi has rocked. And you know what? We're not going to put a button in here, but I do want to contrast this with calls to action over an Elementor, because Elementor has got those structural layouts completed, and that's something that's pretty impressive how they do it. And we want to just do a call to action here, or maybe I'm sorry, we want to do this. We want to go to a call to action, and we got a category just dedicated to call to action. And you know, when it comes to this structure, we've got a lot more options in front of us that aren't going to require sampling different pages and trying to bring in different combos. But this is for the person, the client who needs more structure. You know, obviously a person building on the fly is going to profit from this as well. And the clarification here also is, you know, like I said at the beginning, this is a combination of the Divi theme, which includes the Divi builder, and Elementor Pro, because numerous choices and solutions are available only on the Pro side. So this is definitely going to be a more limited array if you're just using the free version. So again, the structure is here, much like the play that we've talked about in a previous video, where, you know, Elementor definitely more towards the early learning clients, still have the power there as well. Divi, on the other hand, is more towards the advanced client and goes along with that. So the great thing about the Divi has got here, when we're pulling all these different things in, I like how, and let's go back here. I like how we've got a situation where we can upload something from a library, and it can be something that was created as well. So it might not be, I'm going to have to find that here. when we first create the page, that's what it is. When we first create the page, we're going to have existing pages here or your saved layouts, which is okay. And I'm thinking we want to go over to existing pages, because here, if you've saved previous body layouts or footer or whatever, those are definitely going to be pages and posts. Those are going to be probably part of original spec as a project that you've delivered for a client. Definitely a value add proposition as well, so that it maintains the consistency with the other collateral, the branding and targeting and so forth. So that's where Divi really shines. You know, there's your customization level is getting a little deeper right out of the gate. And conversely, you can also be saving these templates in Elementor as well. It's just that it seems to be the categorization is going to be based off a name, and you can have body templates here, you can have post templates and so forth. Those are clearly demarcated, but in the grand scheme of things, you know, these two page builders have got different approaches, and I'm very hesitant to say that there is going to be a clear victor as far as the overall quality, because as the client learns to use the product, certainly, and this is depending on their motivation and so forth, and their frequency. Are they building pages or posts frequently? Is this something that's definitely, you need to be cognizant of that going forward with your proposal? Are you going to deliver the system inside of Divi, or are you going to be delivering an Elementor? And those dynamics should play well together on both platforms as the clients advance on their learning. I love Divi. I love Elementor. They're two systems that go about doing these things differently, and I think they just attack from different angles, and you can grow with both of them. So wrap it up. Advanced typically could go either or, Divi or Elementor. The structure behind it kind of leans towards Elementor. And in the on the fly, the creative, and even the power user, I definitely say Divi has got an advantage there. Long term, I think both of them are great systems to work with. Okay, that wraps up this video. I want to thank you for watching today. Hit that subscribe button, that like button, ring that bell. I thank you for your time, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.